Is music. It's been a little while since I've done a live stream, but I wanted to start doing them again. And I'm kind of testing some things out. So I hope you guys enjoy this one today. This one is Flower Shops by Ernest and Morgan Wallen. And if you would like to follow along with the tab, you can get that in the description below. So just check that out below. And I also have linked up the videos that have a play along with the tab, and you can get the melody and the tab together in the links below. So just check those out. Let's get right into that tab. Here we go. So the first thing with this one is we're playing a G chord. And I'm doing this with my hand. If you would like to just use an open a pick in this finger, that's fine. I found it easier for me to kind of finger pick this one. And so what we're doing, we're just going from G to the G, C with the G in the bass. So we're bringing these two fingers down. So we're on the first fret of the B string, and then the second fret of the D string. So you've got G, that C with a G in the bass. Then you go back, and then we have like a little part I'll go over, and then it just goes C, G, then the C, then back to G. All right. Now the trickiest part with this one, and even for me, this is a little bit trickier with the picking pattern. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start by playing the low E string and then the B string like this. And I'm playing a G where my B string is open. I'm not playing that D note on the third fret, so it's open right there. And then we're going to play the D string and the G string. So, okay. And that gets us through the very first part. And then we're going to change into that C chord. So it goes. And then for the next part, we're going to do a hammer on the first fret, and you're going to put your second finger down too. But to begin with, we're only playing that B string. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to play the low E and the B string, but this time we're going to do a hammer on up here. So it sounds like this. All right. And then we're going to do that same thing with the D and the G string. So, all right. But when we play the D string the second time, we're going to add the high E string. So it sounds like this. All right. So from the beginning, you've got the G string, the G chord. All right. Then you go back to the G, play that again. So from the beginning, one more time. G. All right. Then we go back to G. And then we're going to grab that C position, but we're going to slide up to the third and the fourth on the G, B and the D string. And then we go back to the first and second. Then we go open. So I'm sliding up and then back down. I don't think I wrote that in my tab, but I'll fix that. So you're going to slide up and back down. So it's all right. Then we we go back into that part again, and I'll show you the way it ends. But before we do that, let's do that beginning part again. Then we start over. And then at the end, I'm just going to play the low E string and the high E string together. So, right, so all the way through from the very beginning. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, the thing that got me about this song was that picking pattern at the beginning, where it's going back and forth between that D and G string. Normally, I'm used to, I guess that's just a pattern I'm not used to. So it took me a little while to get that together. And if you could tell just then when I'm playing it, I was still fighting against an old habit of going outside of that pattern. So that's just a lesson that it's a great thing to just play different patterns and songs that aren't always the same. Now, once we get through with that, we're doing some of the same chords, but the strumming pattern changes just a little bit. So you've got G, it's a beautiful. Then you're just going to go back into that beautiful day we've been. And then it's got that walk up. We're using those same chords. So you're going to play G, then first and second, then A minor. And they are doing this. So it's kind of like a hybrid of that last one. And if you want to tab, you can check out the video that I have linked below because that tab didn't fit really well. I'm going to keep working on new ways to fit tabs on here so that I don't have to change all the time, so you guys can see the tab. But if you'd like to follow along, you can check out that tab. You're doing that same thing, but then you're starting at the high E string and playing up. So what I mean by that is you're playing the A string and the B string, and you're doing that same little D and G string thing, but after that first time through, you're going to pick like this. So from the beginning of that verse, then we're going to go to a D with an F sharp in the bass. Then we go to a D7. Then we're to the chorus. Then A minor, Mr. I'll take your road. D, G, D, E minor, A minor, D, G, D, E minor, A minor, D. And that's pretty much it. So like you can see that strumming pattern is going out throughout. So the picking pattern, unless you get to this part where you're doing the walk down, which only fits into one measure. So if you're not doing that walk that if your chords last longer than one measure throughout the verse, throughout the chorus, you're doing that pattern where you're doing the or D. And so the only time you really stray from that pattern is when you're doing that walk down right here. A minor, D, G. All right, guys, I hope that helped you out. And if you enjoyed this video, click that subscribe button. Check out my tabs. Let me know if you have any requests in the future or any questions about this video. It helps me out a lot when you guys ask questions about the video or ask for things that I could have explained a little bit better. So just let me know what you think, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day.